Yo, what's up guys, welcome back. So, new archetype, they were revealed half a week ago, so a bit late to the party. And BYSSTED, BYSSTED, it's a dark dragon based archetype, a couple of monsters, one continuous spell and one continuous trap if I'm not mistaken. There is obviously the synergy with Despia Albus as well because of the lore, obviously because of the effects. With branded and so on. There is also the synergy, I guess, with Dragonling because they are pretty much all dark dragon, if I'm not mistaken. But I feel there's also synergy with the Lair of Darkness structure deck. So I'm looking at Diablos, Lilith, the good stuff. And why? Well, the thing is that I'm not running all of the new dragon monsters. There is that, they have a Stratos, a new one. They have an, I believe it's called Odd Eyes Revolution Dragon. So it's a light discard to search basically any dragon from BYSSTED. So it's a searcher, right? It's a light, by the way. So they all have that chaos summoning condition. So either banish a light or dark from both players' graveyards. That's cool. To special summon them, and if your opponent controls a monster, that's a quick effect, so you can summon them during your opponent's turn. That could be important depending on the game state and which effects are important. But here in this case, I think it's much more important that this BYSSTED archetype engine is somewhat of a sub-engine to, well, sub-engine. They can provide tribute fodder for the Lilith for something like extra darks. They are all big dark dragon types, and that screams for any virus card. So Full Force Virus, Eradicator are probably the best ones. And then if we get Splight, then Deck Devastation Virus is also something that you definitely should be main decking, because Deck Dev is obviously very strong against low level, low attack monsters. So what's the gimmick of the deck? The gimmick of the deck is that they have an Odd Eyes Revolution Dragon, so discard and then search any of the dragon type monsters. They have it's very similar to Mech Knights actually. So chaos summon them, banish either light or dark, and then depending on which one you summoned, you'll gain those beneficial effects. They have a Stratos one, the one that I just banished. It searches during the end phase, so it's cool. Any dragon type for the archetype, or it doesn't really matter. It also could search Diablos as well, so that's cool. They have one. It's just fine as a one-off or two-off. The one that I should be searching in the end phase here, I think you will see it. It has the capability to destroy a special summoned monster from the opponent when it's sent from the field to the graveyard. So, for example, for a Link summon, or when tributed for Lilith, right, during your opponent's turn. And as you know, as I mentioned before, you can get them on the field during your opponent's turn. Again, quick effect, as soon as, your opponent controls a monster. So, fantastic. They have a Foolish Burial one, which I guess is just fine to, fuel your chaos monsters, your light and darks in the graveyard. Preferably you want to have that Odd Eyes, this one, the Odd Eyes Revolution one. Again, discard to search, but it also has a graveyard effect that you can tribute any BYSSTED on your side of the field to special summon it. Plus it can search their in-themed, as you see here, their continuous spell. The continuous spell kind of states that when you banish either a light or dark from both players' graveyards, again for their summoning conditions, you can send it back to the bottom of the deck, so recycle Artifact Site, for example, to draw a card. So again, very nice, that Small Pot of Avarice-like effect. And as you will be seeing throughout the duel, that my extra deck has been changing throughout the, I started off with like all fusions, because I was like, okay, the extra deck is not too important, but we saw access codes, the good stuff. Masquerina, Goddess could definitely be there, the Nightmare package, you know why, just in case. So, other than that, I feel that this deck, again, the Stratos during the end phase, depends on, again, which cards you have. You probably want to search the one that, when it's sent to the graveyard, you can destroy a special summoned monster from the opponent, so it's always nice, right? Giving you the capability to interrupt during your opponent's turn. The right one in my hand is the Stratos, now the most left, and Diablos I think is just fine as a one-off. Because again, it's searchable, right? Not alone with Arima, I believe the name is, the most left here on my side of the field. I think it's Arima. Again, it has been a while, all these cards, plus their in-themed, at least BYSSTED, can search them as well. I started off playing without Artifact Sight and Sanctum, but it's just... I was mainly making Torrential, some, stuff like that over that. But, I mean, you're playing Lilith, you're playing Traptrick. All of those cards search Sanctum, plus Artifact Sight itself is also a light. And, okay, you're playing somewhat of a Chaos deck, so, that always could be important. As you know, the deck can definitely go second, thanks to the field spell, force your opponent to negate the field spell. Or you can just tribute your opponent's monsters away. So other than the BYSSTED being big dark dragon types that I guess can plus freely, they also are, as I mentioned before, virus targets. So I mean, Devastation, Full Force Virus, Eradicator, that's pretty much it. Nobody's running Crush card, and like this whole play kinda, how do you say it, like kinda shows how I feel this deck should be played. Lair of Darkness, Virus, but again, thanks to these new Dark Dragon types, it's kinda similar to playing Mech Knight, and get a Searcher, purple, I guess there is their Searcher, right, yada yada, so you know what I mean. And yeah, Full Force Virus plus Eradicator, that should be game against most decks. Here there is no third monk in the extra deck, otherwise obviously the third monk would have hit the board. The game might have been a little bit different, but it's not going to matter too much. Back to the front, a 3-off here in this deck. You can reborn those dragons, right, for more pluses. Here during main phase 2, get a light on the field, which searches the continuous spell. Again, no light or dark was sent back for a summon, so, no draw. But again, during the end phase, was able to search Diablo, so again, really, really nice. Again, back to the front for more that's the thing, right? You just start snowballing, and obviously, preferably, you want to keep this... let's call it Alliance Revolution, your light one, in the graveyard, but I guess, let's say, going first. Side note, you can use your opponent's darks and or lights in their graveyard, banish those for your chaos summons. But I mean, going first, they won't be there, so it kind of forces you to banish the one you want to keep in your graveyard, so that's something to keep in mind as well. Then again, you're searching their Stratos, and their Stratos searches your Alliance Revolution, the light one, middle of my hand. I'm running Extravagance, but I guess Prosperity is fine as well. It's up to you. You're not running your extra deck that much, so I think you can definitely get away with running Extravagance. And, you obviously want to dig for Lilith, most important one. The Inburn, I guess it's fine. The double interruption was forced, and here I can, go for my BYSSTED engine now. So search the continuous spell. I have no Chaos Boss monster summon now, so I won't be getting a draw during my turn. So this is all cool, but what's happened? Okay, so during my opponent's turn, indeed use Lilith. I guess indeed should be using Lilith searching Sanctum, and then, yeah, because my Dragon type was indeed sent to graveyard, I can destroy an opponent's special summoned monster. So I guess you could have tributed it with Lilith as well, but that would have resulted a little bit different, but the Duster just says no, and that's the thing, right? That continuous spell is cool, but it's kind of a brick if you draw into it. I feel it's just a win more card. I mean, okay, what is the card called? Supply Squad? You know, that old school continuous spell. That I think when every time a card of you is destroyed, once per turn, you can draw a card. In theory, it's very nice, but you don't really want to draw it. You want to search it off of your light one, your Odd Eyes Revolution, the one that I have in my hand. But you know what I mean. I feel it's a little bit just a win more card. So anyway, going first again, I mean going first, going second. Going second, I guess you could capitalize on the fact that you could maybe build your deck a little bit more of going second, making stuff like Dark Ruler, capitalizing on your opponent's board with your Lair of Darkness card. So I guess that could be a bit better. Again, it depends, right? Like, I'm heavily focused on the virus cards, but some of the viruses are like good against particular decks, while they are terrible against some decks. You know, the dilemma. And here, the Visa Starfrost, I believe the name is. I guess it's a cool tech in dinosaurs to, you know, pop your own baby and basically get, what is it, level 5 or 6? Yeah, level 5 or 6 tuner on your side of the field. So here the Baron is coming, and I think I'm, you know, screwed either way. I'm using Eradicator to hit both Lost World and, whatchamacallit, the Pill in hand. But, you know, hitting Conductor, obviously, but the problem is that I had no... No, this is one of the duels where I wasn't running the artifact side package. But it doesn't really matter, because both my sets are no answers, or would not have been able to get a side on the field to prevent Savage Lagia Baroness. Other than that, like a Conductor would have been fine. I can deal with Conductor, but not Conductor plus double Omni negation. Almost right. But you know what I mean. So a last example going first again, okay, against whatchamacallit, Adventure, PK, right, good stuff. So again, some standard opening plays, discarding the Light, searching the Stratos, which searches Dreamy, and face normal summon Lilith, keep Lilith on field, search the Dragon one, this one in hand. Again, when it's like sent from the field to the graveyard, you can destroy a special summon monster from the opponent. So that's nice. So immediately, you know, I don't want the Brave Adventure token engine in its full effect, so I'm definitely going to Eradicator and also at the same time get free information about my opponent's hand. And as I mentioned before, this was one of the duels where I wasn't running the artifact side package, but let's be honest, Trap Trick into side is always game against, like here in this situation. It is what it is. So again, you know, get that Dragon Engine rolling. I still have the level 4, is it Arima, to search a potential Lair of Darkness. This is cool, right? You're kind of forcing out your opponent's negations, search out Lair. Is it important though? I guess, but I already tributed a monster, so I kind of lost on a token there. It doesn't really matter, right? One is fine as well because of Lilith. So Lilith, yeah, indeed, tributing. So I think I should be getting 2, no 1, yeah, because I missed out on the one before. But whatever. This is one of the duels where I was still running Deck Devastation Virus as well, but I think, you know, the viruses, side deck matchups, that's definitely important. So, yeah. The Sky Palace, or what is it called? You know which one I mean. Lord of the Heavenly Prisons, that's the name. So 2 is fine. It's also searchable, by the way. Very cool. So I think this hybrid is cool. You definitely could play with Dragon Link or Despia Elvis, but this is a little bit out of the box. So, like, you know, suggestions, tips, feedback is always appreciated. Okay, guys, that's it. Thanks for watching. Feel free to leave a comment or like if you enjoyed the video. We'll be signing out. Peace.